Hi everybody, it's Sandra from the Funky Pickle Thrifter. Today we're going to take a look at my eBay sales over the past week and a half, maybe 2 weeks. It's kind of hard to say because it was broken up when I went on vacation with my husband, which was really quite well needed. We have a tiny little summer home and we went up and spent a couple weeks there with the girls. We had a wonderful time. So we are back and I am listing stuff like crazy. I hope this video helps you out if you are a seller, or I hope just if you even came to hang out with me. I hope you enjoy this video. Let me know and we will get started right now. I have had this old flatware set for years and years and years. I think my mom actually bought it and she was intending to sell it on eBay, but we never did. It was sort of hard to research because they are European, and look at the beautiful pattern. That's really nice, right? It's called Heframet 60. It's even hard finding any comps at all on the internet. And I know years and years ago I had tried to sell them and they didn't sell. So I decided to just list them last night, and I just did a quick buy it now for 80 bucks because I was tired of looking at them and I actually sold it right away. So maybe a little bit underpriced on this, but I'm really, really happy. These are going to be going to a new home. This is maybe the 6th or 7th vintage aluminum Christmas tree that I've sold. These were very popular in the 1950s. Now you kind of need a color wheel with them. You're not really supposed to put lights on them because you can get electrocuted. And my parents used to tell me that when they were young, they had this type of tree and they would get electrocuted because it is just metal. Anyway, I don't know if that's so with new lights, but that's how it used to be. So this one, unfortunately, was missing a branch, which was very unfortunate. But anyway, I believe I paid $3 for this in a thrift store, and I sold this one for $115. These old black glass and metal buttons are really, really beautiful. I just did a buy it now for 12 bucks on these, as you can see. I sold them right away. And I put charm bracelet ? Because that's, I don't know, if I was going to keep them or if I was clever enough to know how to do it, I would probably make a charm bracelet out of them. Really sweet buttons. I got these as part of like kind of an old sewing lot, which I know I already made my money on. So pure profit on this one. I've already sold quite a few of these Beatles trading cards. Now, these are the rarest of all the Beatles trading cards. They were put out by Topps in 1964. They're called plaques, Plaks. And they are very hard to find. I got these years ago, like really, really years ago, probably in the late 1980s, maybe early 1990s at a flea market. And I paid 75 cents each for them. Now I sold maybe 10 of them already. And I think the highest one, what did I get for the highest one? $80 or something. Anyway, I have made a ton of money on these. I did them all at an auction, by the way, starting price of $34.99. I decided to let the marketplace decide on what the price should be. Now, the ones that I have left over that nobody wanted, no one wanted to bid on, I am just doing buy it nows on those for $19.99 each. And they're selling. So that's a wonderful thing. I will take it. So I got 20 bucks for this one. Here's another Beatles card. I got $19.99 for this. You see, I put that it was a candid picture. Look, it doesn't look like that's posed for, right? It looks like they're in their hotel room or something and somebody walked in and someone else snapped a picture. So great price on that. And here's another one. It was so curious to me that some of these cards only had 2 of the Beatles or 3 of the Beatles, and that's the case here. Ringo is missing. I guess, oh, $21.99. Oops, I should have put $19.99 on that. Anyway, I'm happy, and I still have a bunch more, too, to sell. Oh, and this one, too. Okay. I Love the Beatles, $19.99. Very good. Look at this incredibly beautiful rhodochrosite necklace. Look at that. Sterling silver. It is by J. King. It also came with the matching earrings. I just love that. You know, there would never be 2 alike. This was nice and heavy, very, very large. That pendant's awesome. And there is a signature there. It says DRT for Desert Rose Trading. Now, I'm totally in the money on this collection that I bought at an estate sale last fall or last summer. Anyway, sold this one for $99.99. Such a pretty set. So about 2 weeks ago or so, I did a haul, and it is on one of my YouTube shows. But my mom and I went to kind of a vintage shop. I guess it's very junky, actually, but I could not believe my eyes when I saw some of the CDs and DVDs and books this guy was selling for $1 each. So this is a very, very rare item. If you don't know who Pete Ham is, he was part of a group called Badfinger. He has a very limited body of work because he killed himself when he was 27. So he is unfortunately a member of the 27 Club, along with Morrison, Hendrix, Kurt Cobain, Amy Winehouse, etc. But anyway, these are just little demos that he did in 66 to 67. So I was a little bit worried at first that this was a bootleg. A bootleg, of course, means that it's not on a major label or it's not officially licensed, I guess is a better way to say it. But this one, I guess, is official. It was just on a little boutique label. So I had this one up for $100, and somebody reached out and really wanted it for $60, and I decided to just take it. So paid $1, sold it for $60. I hope this person really enjoys it. It's a very cool item. Now, I don't remember how much I paid for this Infant of Prague statue, but it was really nice. It was big and heavy. I think I started out trying to get 150 for it, and I just lowered the price, but I didn't really want to go beneath 100, so I did get that. I can't remember if this was $5 or gosh, I just don't remember. There weren't really chips, but there was some missing paint, which I disclosed. And the other problem with these almost all the time is either missing their crowns or the cross that is on the top of the crown, which this one was too, which I took a picture of and fully disclosed. So can't remember what I paid for it. Definitely not more than $5, and sold it for $100. I'm still selling my vintage underwear that I bought last summer. So this name brand is Gumdrop. I actually have some more of these, not too many at this point. I have sold probably, gosh, I don't know, 25 or 30 of them so far. So you can see right there, there's like a picture of what it looks like. It's kind of a, people call those granny panties or pin-ups, I guess is kind of the sexier way to say it. So I put a lot of 4 up. I'm completely in the money on these, and I sold them for $19.99. Look at this great bracelet. Look at that great photo. Hey, I took that. I bought two of these kind of little photographing things. I have a black one and a white one, and it kind of has a mirror image on it. It takes really great photographs, but mine's kind of scratched up now, but I don't know why the scratches aren't showing. Anyway, this is a jaguar or a panther or a wildcat bracelet. It's sterling silver. I got this in a thrift store. I can't remember. Maybe I paid $4 or $5 for it, $6, something like that. So I had this up for maybe 2 or 3 months, and I wasn't getting any action on it. So somebody reached out to me and offered to pay $50 for it. So that's what I sold this item for. Still a great profit. I really love that bracelet. It's a cool one, right? I got these 2 little guys at a garage sale, probably for 25 cents or 50 cents or something. Aren't they adorable? Maybe I paid $1. I don't know. I think they're really cute. And I think they say Japan on the bottom. Did they? No, I guess not. Anyway, didn't pay much. Sold them for $9.99. Easy to ship. They're nice and small. I sold this exact set a few weeks ago, but mine was new and sealed, so I got a lot more for it. But that was the one that I was the original owner of. But this one, my mother and I got in that same little junk shop, so this was $1. There's 8 movies on here. Who remembers all of these? I think I've seen all of those. Ski Party. I've even seen that one, believe it or not. Maybe I didn't see Thunder Alley. That one doesn't even sound familiar. Anyhow, paid $1, sold it for $22.99. Very happy with that. I know quite a lot about music, but if you don't and you see something a little bit out of the ordinary, it might be a good idea to check out comps. For example, this monkey CD. Why are there only 2 monkeys on that? That's sort of weird, right? So the reason is because the other 2 had just quit the group. And I believe that they had to still release it because they were under contract. And this is rare. I love buying CDs that are on Rhino. That's a great collectible label to look for. So this was another one that was $1 that we bought in the junk store, and I sold it for $24.99. Here's another one from that same store. So this one is not Rhino, right? Who is this one? Oh, it is Rhino. That's right. Okay. So I knew about this because I have the box set called Have a Nice Day. It's from the well, it's not from the 1970s, but it's music from the 1970s. And it's in like a shag rug um, CD box set. And I think it's worth a bunch of money now, but that's why I knew exactly what this was, and I figured it might sell for a little something, and it does. So paid $1, sold it for 15. I sold another piece of fabric this week. So I thought that this was interesting fabric because, well, look at it. It's just very cool. It looks like neon signs and it has the saxophones. It's got a real New Orleans vibe, right? So I sold this little piece, 1.5 yards for $9.99. Here's another piece of fabric. This one's weird because it looks like the fabric's really dirty, but it isn't. That was actually on the fabric itself. So toile I always take a closer look at. This one was called Williamsburg Governor's Palace. And how much did I have? 2 yards. And I sold that piece for $19.99. I think I paid $1 for this, maybe 2. Out of all the items that we got out of the junk store where I paid $1 for CDs and $1 for DVDs, this was the most valuable thing that we found. So I saw this sitting with a lot of other books. I'd never heard of it. I don't know who Ricky Powell is for sure. I just had no idea, but I thought that it looked weird and it looked cool. So I pulled out my phone and I checked it out as I was standing there, and I was really surprised to see that it sold for as much as it did. Very unusual. Yeah, I guess it's just a little boutique printing or something. Pretty cool, right? So I can't remember. I don't think this was $1. I think the guy wanted either 5 for it, maybe 10. So yeah, boo-hoo, right? Sold it for $2.50. Am I complaining? No, I am absolutely over the moon. Great, great profit on that book. I hope I find it again. I hope you do too. This one was a yard sale find from a couple of years ago. I was sort of thinking about keeping it. I think I paid $1 or 2 for it. I don't know, maybe 3 or 4, but definitely not a lot. When I pay up for something, I definitely remember it. Well, I think I remember it. I usually remember it. This is very cool. So this is by Carolyn Pollock. That is so cool. Look at all that turquoise. I weighed it, not because the weight really matters, like no one's going to buy it to melt the silver or anything, but I just wanted to show everybody that it wasn't a light, cheap piece. And I was trying to get the signature right there. So sold that one for 40. I buy class rings if I see them, even if they're not real gold, because they often will sell for something. I don't know who this is. Mahar Regional High School. But it was made of something called palladium, which I'd never even heard of. I had to look it up, and I knew a lot about it, but now I forgot it. I think I might have gotten this in a box lot. So there it says VAL. That's how I was able to just Google search what that meant on the inside of jewelry. So didn't pay a lot, probably next to nothing, because it was part of a box lot that I'm already in the money on, and sold this one for $14.99. This is a very interesting set of men's accessories in that they were, well, first of all, they're antique, but they're new in the box and unworn. And take a look at those prices. That is not a small amount. $9 in, maybe this is from the 19, let me see if I wrote it in the thing. No, I wasn't sure of the year, but I believe this is from the 1900s. Now, this is by a company called Crements. People love to collect Crements. That is usually gold plated, although I understand they also had some gold items. So the problem here was those 3 little gold buttons. A couple of people reached out to me and said, that doesn't go with the set, right? And I didn't. I just thought that they did go with the set. So I lowered the price drastically. I think I started these out at like $200 or something like that. Because I think in the day, when you take $9 and look at what that was worth in the early 1900s, I think that's like over $100 or something. So these were definitely something very, very good. Really cool that it's in that original box too. Look at all that age wear. Isn't that awesome? Now, I think I paid $2 for these at an auction. They may have been $1 or maybe as much as $3. But this came up at the very, very end of the auction. So if you have the patience, if you go to an auction, to wait to the very end, you can get some real bargains because people are tired and most people have left because they spent their money probably. So great profit on this one. Sold this one for $79.99. This is the last bottle of perfume that I sold from a lot that I got at an auction. I know I paid a few $100s for them, and I'm definitely in the profit. So this one is Miss Dior. This is likely from the 1950s, and it is sealed. Look at that. So, yeah, old perfumes can be a valuable thing, and I sold this one for $100. I pretty rarely buy little items like this because this is really outside of my comfort zone. I don't know anything about little things like this, or cups or saucers or dishes or vases. But once in a while, I kind of do dip my toe into the pool a little bit. And this I just thought was crazy. Why is there a baby with boxing gloves on, with one eye open? It's just like the craziest little thing. So I think I found this in a thrift store for $1, or maybe it was a yard sale. Maybe it was even less money than $1. But I just thought it was pretty crazy. So I sold this one for $12.99. I'm pretty sure that I paid $10 for these as part of a haul that I got from an antique store. I can't remember exactly, but I think that's correct. These are awesome. Look at that. I almost kept them, but they weren't quite big enough for me. They're clearly marked sterling. So yeah, I'm not sure what I paid, but 10 is probably about right, and I sold those for $39.99. All right, we have one last item. I saved the biggest ticket item for last. My mom found this incredibly beautiful opal cluster and gold necklace at a yard sale for like $1 or so. I don't know how she does it. This one also featured a couple little diamond chips too, on this really pretty box chain as well. Isn't that nice? It was hard to really get a great picture of it. Those are very, very pretty opals. Whoa, it's big too, right? So I tried to take pictures on the black. Oh, that's so nice. And then I took some out on my back deck too. Let me see. Yeah, of course I weighed it. That was 1 gram just for the necklace, and that was 3.5 or so. I'm surprised I didn't. Oh, there it is. Right. Okay. Like an 1.25 inches or so. So pretty beautiful. And I sold this one for $390. That's it for this time. Thank you so much for joining me. I hope you enjoyed this video. Please leave me a comment below, give me a thumbs up, and consider subscribing to the channel. All right. I'll catch you soon, everybody. Have a great day.